From the unknown to the stars, from the couch to the car, from the unheralded and the unheard, to the legends and beyond, it's where we all belong. Yes, this is where it all starts. From every genre, from every plane, this is where the music's played. So tune right in, won't you bring a friend? This is where it all begins. Welcome to the show, let the music flow, of every style and creed. And you can bet your socks that ETX rocks, ETX rocks.
Hey guys, Boston Chris here with the #1 resource for independent music in Northeast Texas. It's the ETX Rock Show, and we have a huge treat for you guys out there today. Hailing from Houston, Texas, it's Cliffs and Caves. Miss Lindsay, Miss Claire, welcome to the ETX Rock Show. How are you guys doing?
Great.
Doing good.
Thank you for having us.
So I got to thank you guys for making the haul up here from Houston.
It was a pretty drive.
Yeah,
Gorgeous.
East Texas is fun sometimes. Not in the spring. It's late winter, I guess. I don't know what terms winter in Texas. I guess it's just that week of rain in the middle of January. That's winter.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes.
It's probably less so in Houston though, because that's even further south.
Oh, it gets like 42 degrees one day and then 80 degrees and humid the next.
Yeah, just wait a minute if you want the weather to change in Texas. And as you can see, Claire did bring her guitar today, and they're going to play us some songs. Y'all wait till you hear this. It's crazy. But the first song is called Right Side. Right?
Yes.
And so this was the first single. Tell us a little bit about the song.
Well, it's a different kind of take on a relationship breakup. I had a boyfriend in 8th grade.
Okay.
Yes, and we dated a whole whopping 3 months.
Ooh.
So
Didn't even hold hands, but it was my first relationship. And when I broke up with him, it was like a good, easy breakup. We're still friends. And
it was the first time Claire wrote a song that we ended up recording. And I've been on her case forever to write, because usually I write the lyrics for her music. And I was so excited when she came to me with that song. I was like, this is perfect. It's what I wanted. It's her, and it's in her language. You know,
Yeah.
she's 16.
I was very interested to hear the story behind it, because it sounded like a young love kind of song.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have any clue what we're doing here, but you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I love that she captured this moment where she's not, you know,
heartbroken.
She's not heartbroken.
Yeah.
She hasn't been in love yet. She hasn't had her heart broken yet, and so it was just this moment that she got that song in, and I love it.
Yeah, it definitely works, and it was the very first single from Cliffs and Caves, and it's live here in the ETX Rocks living room for the first time. It's Right Side. Y'all check it out.
You've been doing just fine without me by your side. I've been doing okay with you off of my mind. We've been going our separate ways, but now you're a mystery. It was tough when we ended things. Now we're doing just fine, quite alright. Now it's smooth and you don't think of me. Still we're doing just fine, quite alright. Waking up on the right side. Seeing you with someone new got me wondering, is she good for you? I know you probably don't care, but your friends keep up with what I do. I miss the friendship that we had, but you never really had my heart. It was so wasn't love. It wasn't right for me, but it was oh so sweet. It was tough when we ended things. Now we're doing just fine, quite alright. Now it's smooth and you don't think of me. Still we're doing just fine, quite alright. Waking up on the right side. Waking up on the right side. Waking up on the right side.
All right, so we are back again. It's episode 303, and I was really stoked when Dawn reached out to us to have you guys on the show because we are super into singer-songwriter, unproduced, real simple kind of music. And that's not a knock at all. That is a compliment. I hope you guys take it that way because, like, I love the solo acoustic indie folk kind of vibe that you guys put out. And you guys are mother and daughter as well.
Yes.
So I got to know, first of all, how did you come up with Cliffs and Caves?
Well, that was Claire.
That was me, actually. I think 3-4 years ago, we were down at Lady Lodge, which has like the headwaters of the Frio River. And I said, if we're ever in a band, we have to call it Cliffs and Caves because we're over there on the river surrounded by a canyon that has just caves all through the sides of it and the cliffs. I thought it'd just be an interesting band name.
Which was amazing because that same camp where we were.
The next year we went out.
Well, I was going to say that's where I met your dad.
Yes.
20 years before.
Wow.
Which was super crazy that we met one summer working there. My husband and I did. And then we wanted our kids to experience that camp. So we took them there for family camp. And that's when she came up with this name. She's like, if we're ever in a band, we should call it Cliffs and Caves. But we'd never played anything together. And we didn't play anything together till a whole nother year later.
At the same place.
At the same place.
So where did the idea start? I mean, you guys obviously spend a lot of time together, your mom and daughter, so...
Mm-hmm. Well, at that camp, the very next summer, we took a songwriting class together from Sarah Groves. And she's a Christian songwriter, amazing, and she was leading worship that week, and we just took this class, and it lit a fire in us. And we went home, and I was writing like crazy. She was playing guitar at the time, and so she always had beautiful things coming out of her, guitar. And I don't know. Yeah,
the class, it just like made you realize that it's attainable. You can write.
Yeah.
Right.
So were you guys not writing at all prior to that? So that's what lit the fire.
It lit the fire. I think I started writing, and within 3 months.
Journals like full.
But within 3 months we started, we started posting things on Instagram, and then that was the catalyst. We were flying to LA to record that first EP, which was bananas.
So this is all happening really fast for you guys now.
Yes.
So how long ago was this songwriting class?
3 years ago.
3 summers ago.
Okay. So we're talking 3 years between Lighting the Fire and the new EP, which is literally days ago, just came out, right?
Right.
So 2019, January 11th, we're filming this on the 13th. So this EP has been out for 2 days now, the debut EP. So, I mean, I'm getting chills just thinking about it. So I can imagine what it's like for you guys to actually see something tangible that you guys built.
It's exciting. It's really it's really special that I get to do it with her because how many moms get to hang out with their teenage daughter and create art and do something we love together.
Right.
So for me, it's really special.
And for me, it's like create a different relationship between us. I feel like we've gotten a whole ton closer.
Right. You don't have a choice.
Right. None. Absolutely not. She's my only friend.
No, that's not true.
I don't think that's true.
No,
but she is my best friend.
Oh, that's too sweet. But I mean, you have to be now because you're Cliffs and Caves.
Close.
It won't work as just Cliffs now. You know what I mean?
I'm Cliff. We've had this conversation.
People always ask us who's Cliff and who's Kate.
I thought maybe it might have been a play on the last name somewhere, and then I saw what y'all's last name was, and I was like, Oh, okay. So that's my first question. I got to know where that came from. So we did talk off camera a little bit. Now, Claire's been playing the guitar since 12, but really you just recently started getting more serious with it.
Yes.
What kind of motivated that? Just the seriousness of guitar for you?
So I think when I was 12, she took me to a Ben Howard concert at the somewhere in Austin. And I just sat there mesmerized by Ben. I went home from that concert and learned as many songs as I could. And that night, that's the finger style that I started with. It was all alternate tunings, all super intricate, like riffs just as the bass instead of chords. And that's what really started me.
Yeah, she got on YouTube and just she devours it.
And that's kind of identified your sound too, you know?
I've used his technique in a lot of our songs. Yes.
Do you feel like that's kind of the foundation for who you are as an artist? Is just those intricate styles on the guitar?
I think a little bit, yes.
I do. I think it's that. And yeah, I think it's a fun marrying of like lyrics and that. And I didn't even know we were co-writers. Like I didn't realize that's what it was until later on. I went to a Judy Stakey songwriting conference and I learned what songwriting was and co-writing, and I was like, we do that. That's naturally what we do. It's this give and take of she has all these musical arrangements that just are constantly, you're creating them all the time.
You're in awe all the time, aren't you?
I am in awe all the time. I know. I try and keep my face from just being like, oh, while she's playing and singing. I was like, oh, but. Yeah.
No, and it's funny because in doing research for you guys, watching you on camera with her, even when I think you have a video out where you're singing Goodbye for Good, and the whole time I'm watching your face, and you're watching her play the guitar, and I can see you're trying to remember the lyrics, but at the same time you're completely mesmerized by what she's doing on the guitar. If you haven't seen yourself in that video, you need to go look at it because it's really cool to see that love for your daughter.
And I tried to play guitar, but I was the student that didn't practice in between the last time I would see my instructor to the next time, and so she just is very dedicated and practices every day and
it's hard
learns
work.
new things
it's
all the time.
Definitely hard work. So are you guys performing live as well?
We are. We have been. We've made it a lot more of
a priority
this year
than we can. But it's hard to fit in because I'm in high school and I play 3 sports and I have games like every other day.
And practices. She has like 3 different sport practices sometimes in a day after school, and so it's been really hard to work it in. But we know how important it is.
And we've had many talented kids on the show before. You're not the first, and so we've heard. How difficult it can be as a musician as a young person, especially when you're in athletics and all the other stuff that's going on. It's hard work, and I think it definitely prepares you for adulthood a little bit sooner than maybe you're ready to be, and probably more so for mom, not ready for you to be, ready for adulthood. I would imagine, coming from a dad's perspective, So what's on the horizon for you guys? You have the first EP out. You're obviously doing radio. So what's the next plan?
We haven't planned our EP release yet, shows.
We're working on it.
So we're working on trying to figure out when the tournaments are for all of her sports and when we have some open schedules where we can try and make a circuit of
Maybe do them together.
EP release.
Yes. Do the EP release at a tournament.
Hey, there we go. That's a good idea. I haven't even looked to see where your tournaments are. That's probably a good idea. Sometimes she plays in really fun places. She just played in College Station.
Well, who's going to support you more than her classmates, right?
They have been so incredibly
probably
supportive.
sell at least 8 copies of that EP right there.
Right.
Her Actually, my entire team, they come to every single gig that we ever play.
Wow.
They're super kind.
Very cool.
They're such a sweet group of girls. But we're always working on new music. Still,
I know we're already talking about the next round of music we want to do and what.
The EP had 7 songs on it?
No, it's just 5.
5 songs.
And that was the other thing with her schedule. We can't even get a chunk of 2 weeks to go record a full album. So
not just record, but songwriting too. I mean, you got to have time for that as well.
Oh, we'll do that at 3 a.m.
Oh, I can imagine.
We do that all the time. That part's fun and easy.
Yeah.
We could do it every day. And
the songwriting.
How often do you guys go back to a song? You know, like maybe there's something in a song you're not sure of, and you're just like, you know what, I'm not sold on that. And then maybe you guys go back over it together.
Actually, we did that with one of our new songs that just released. What's it? Not Driftwood. It's
Are you talking about from the last EP?
Sea Glass.
Oh, Sea Glass.
We went back on Sea Glass because at first it had been like super poppy and
It was going to be fast. It was
A
a
fast-tempoed song.
up-tempo song, and we were with our producer Chris Jacoby, and he's super smart, and he was just like, let's rework this. Like maybe it should be slow. And when we slowed it down, you actually hear the words. Sometimes we were just thinking, let's do a happy, fun song. It's an uplifting message in the song, but when we slowed it down, you actually kind of marinate on the song and the words and think about it. I think it changed everything.
it just the entirety of the song was like shifted in a way that you could like actually take in what we were trying to say,
Right.
instead of it just trying to like really push the happiness of the song.
And the song doesn't have to be upbeat for the message to come across either. You know what I mean? Just like a slow song or a depressing song doesn't have to be slow.
True.
You know what I mean? It can be
yes.
upbeat, which is crazy. There's people out there that have made a living out of up-tempo, want to
Sad
kill yourself
songs.
Yeah.
songs. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So what's the flavor, vibe, whatever you want to call it, that you guys are really trying to strive for as a group?
Just like an organic, kind of gritty, almost
Honest.
sound.
Are you trying to model after anybody? Because I hear certain inflections with your voice. I'm just curious if there's anybody that you're trying to take after, or maybe you're adding elements from different artists that you're inspired by into your mix as well.
I know who you're inspired by, always.
Always Ben Howard. Ben Howard was my inspiration forever. But
Is that for everything? Guitar, songwriting, vocals?
I think mostly guitar, but I feel like we're not trying to like go after and be another version of someone else.
I know. That's why it's funny when I'm in the car by myself, I don't even listen to music anymore.
Right.
I mean, when she's in the car, she's the DJ, and it's so fun. And I love hearing all the crazy, wild, every kind of
Yeah,
genre.
we saw the Instagram video today. Yeah.
Every genre. When we drive in the car together, it's so fun because we just sing all of your, playlist songs. I don't know. It's from, who's your latest rap music that's like reggaeton and
Reggaeton?
she likes French rap. I mean, we listen to everything. And
French rap.
She does. She's
I think everything rhymes in French, doesn't it?
It does. It really does.
French rapper would be super
It's
easy.
not-
she
that
likes
hard.
classic rock too. I mean, we have fun. But when I'm in the car, I just like quiet, so I really don't want us to be like anybody else. I just want us to create what we create, and
Like, and not have to worry about trying to make it in
Or try
someone
to
else's
fit.
direction.
Yeah.
Just do what we've...
I know in the beginning when we first started out, you're trying to figure out, you don't know what you're doing, and I was thinking, what sound are we trying to go after, and what market do we think we could actually be successful in? And that was such now I know that was a backwards way to look at it altogether.
Not at all. I don't think so.
Really? Well, I feel like chasing...
I think that's being strategic, and you have to know...
But sometimes if you're too worried about who trying to please other people, you just lose
Well,
the
let
art.
me tell you what I've learned over the years of interviewing songwriters. There is a huge internal struggle with every single songwriter between being creative and being commercial. And those are the two that are knocking heads all the time. Sometimes you're not going to be as creative if you want to be commercial and marketable to a certain audience, or any audience for that matter. But you may lose your creativity in the process. That's the tug and war going on in Nashville, repeatedly. That's what makes Texas great, is you don't have to worry about the commercial side of things. Just be creative, and the rest will take care of itself. Because the Texas audience is broader in that aspect. I don't think it's a bad thing at all that you were thinking about that from the early go.
I definitely was thinking about it. But I was talking to a friend of mine that moved from Nashville, and she worked in Nashville for a while, and she was saying she lost her ability to write music because she was trying to write for a formula that would be successful, and then she just lost all heart of what she was writing. And so it made me appreciate that we're not coming from that place where we just are doing this because we love it, and we write from wherever we are, in our emotions and in our day, and I don't feel like we've been chasing after a particular market. We're just trying to be honest with what we're making.
Because I've heard y'all described as several different genres. I've heard country, I've heard indie folk, I've heard indie rock, I've heard all of these different things. And that's typically the sign of a good songwriter. Just so you know, the more people are comparing you to different things that are completely different from one another. Country and folk are, they're first cousins, but they're not the same at all.
Right.
So to be described as both of those, just because different people hear things different ways, is a huge compliment to your art. Honestly.
Thank you.
Because you're not trying to bottle up a certain formula for somebody. You're not trying to force feed anybody who you are. You're just being who you are. And if you like it, then great. If you don't, then all right, that's cool too. But that's definitely the right way to go. Do you feel like you've grown over the years of, you know what, I'm just going to let it be and let the pieces fall where they go?
I think we've learned a ton.
We've learned so much in the past 2-3 years.
I think we've grown a lot. I think
we've figured ourselves out and the kind of sound that we want to make for ourselves.
Because our first album, we both stacked. We sang on top of each other for every single line.
It was constant harmony, but it was kind of like fighting for it.
Right, and we've learned with this, Chris Jacoby really separated us out and,
Well, the harmony is spot on with you two,
thank you.
honestly. And I mean, you wouldn't have to know that you guys were mom and daughter to know you're mom and daughter. I mean, that's just, we've learned over the years that when people are related to each other, for whatever reason, you're more in tune with harmonies. I've seen it time and time again, whereas people who are not related have to fight for it a little bit more. You guys' voice just match up perfectly.
And I think you say things kind of in a similar way.
Right.
Maybe that helps. I wonder.
That's
that
a lot
too.
of hanging out with each other.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So you kind of lean on the same vocabulary, the same catchphrases, things like that. Here's a great question for you guys. You guys are obviously in different generations, your mom and daughter. So is there any struggle sometimes to find out what the sound is? Because I imagine what daughter likes, mom's not going to like as much, and vice versa sometimes.
I think my thing is I'm not super duper into all the pop music and like the kind of vibes that come from that.
Synthesizer sounds or like what?
Yeah, around that. So I think it's easier just in that idea, but we definitely do have like different tastes. It's been interesting to find that medium between them and create something that we both like.
Like, I'll come to her with lyrics, because that's usually how we work, is I come with lyrics, and then she reads through things, and I mean, most of it she doesn't like, and she doesn't identify with, but when she comes across something she identifies with, then she starts playing what feels like that to her.
Is that frustrating to you that she doesn't identify with it?
No, I appreciate it because she brings this youth to it, and she helps.
Yes.
Sometimes she'll rework how I say something. She's just like, we don't talk like that. We can't say it that way. And so she'll make it less fussy. And that's why I loved her song Right Side, because it was so simple, and it was singing the way she speaks.
Just quite all right in that song.
Quite all right.
It's so cool.
And that's how she,
so cool.
she was quite all right. I mean, and I love that she just spoke that way in how she wrote lyrics. So I've been dying for her to write forever. So I'm glad she's finally doing that and more of that. So I know more of that will hopefully happen.
Is that a confidence-based thing for you? Just kind of putting yourself out there? Like, because I know you just probably started writing solo. So what took so long for you to get there? Was it confidence?
It wasn't. I don't have a problem with like getting my ideas out there, and I'm not like afraid of how I'll come across.
Well, it's not so much ideas; it's emotion. It's sharing emotion, and that can be risky.
It got some interesting backlash. That song did, but
especially at this age, it was kind of tricky.
But I mean, I was kind of unbothered because I hadn't written just because I didn't think that I could. I wasn't like, because I loved what she had done, just the way that she puts things together and words things. She does it like so beautifully that I didn't want to, because I didn't like I wanted to hear her because just her words were just so beautiful. I guess like she told me, she kept telling me, she kept pushing me to keep writing. So I sat down, and it took a long time for me to actually like figure out what I was trying to say. But once I did, like, I finally like got into it. I was like, oh, I can do this. Like, I'm not.
Was there kind of a block there? Like, I have to be at least as good as mom's writing, because otherwise, what's the point?
I mean, not necessarily. I just loved what she did, and I wanted to hear more of it.
Yeah.
I guess there was a little bit of like,
Trying to
do I
measure up?
really want to do it just because, like,
Okay.
will it be as good?
Yeah.
But no, I didn't feel a lot of it just because, like, I
I do all this research and I'm always watching podcasts and I'm trying to devour how to be a better songwriter all the
like
time.
she's studied
But I love that you don't. It's not about going to every. I think songwriting like retreats are amazing. I'm not. I think they're very important. They're very helpful to me. But anybody can do it. Anybody can sit down and write how they feel and write about their day and what they've done that day and just fit that into a song and that's what I feel like she has so much to say. The culture she's in is just so different than mine, and I want her to speak about it because people want to hear about that. So I don't want it to always be from my generation of a view.
And that's the great dynamic about you guys, because the multi-generation.
two entirely different
Yeah.
views
Yeah.
you can get.
That's the other thing. In the beginning, when we were trying to figure out like marketing and who do they always want you to define who your age bracket is, and it's like, well, I don't know how to say that because she
There
has
doesn't
her
have to be.
friends.
There doesn't
and I
have to be one though.
My friends, and that's what I feel like. I'm like, I just can't. That can't be. There were too many parameters too, with worrying about age, and then it's also tricky for us because I feel like sometimes you want to be appropriate, like. It's tricky because I don't want her like all the music she listens or a lot of the music she listens to, it all talks about, getting high and making out and so for us to stand on stage and sing about those things is kind of bizarre and it would make people feel uncomfortable. And so we have to be careful, even with covers. Like when we do cover songs, it's so hard to find songs that are
there's
right
a strategy
for us.
behind it. Absolutely.
There's
Because
plenty
even
of
your choice of cover songs is going to be a reflection of who you are as an artist when you're performing them live.
Like we've worked around it, and we can like change lyrics. We've
Yeah,
done that a
sometimes-
few times. Redbone.
yes, we like Childish,
favorite.
we
song
like
to
Childish
cover.
Gambino, but we have to change a few words here and there.
So guys, we're sitting here with Cliffs and Caves, first time on the ETX Rock Show. And it's episode 303, season 4. Holy cow, it's 2019 already. We're getting older, for sure. We're all getting older. It's true. It's true. They are too. Trust me.
Doesn't look like it.
Oh, stop.
Yeah. That was. See, look at that. That was sweet.
That was nice.
Aw.
But the girls are gonna play another song. This is the single that y'all just released. It's "Goodbye for Good," and this is Mom on lead vocals. So tell us a bit about this song.
So, well, I love that we have 2 breakup songs on this EP, and the first one was a very lighthearted one, and I'm coming from a totally different place. I've been married for 20 years. We just celebrated our 20th anniversary.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It's so, wonderful and beautiful, and most of our friends have been married forever too, and so when a breakup happens in this stage of life, it's so much more devastating and serious, and there are children involved, and so I was coming from that place with this song, "Goodbye for Good."
And it's super deep, guys. I hope you're ready for this. It's Lindsay on lead vocals here for "Goodbye for Good" live in the ETX Rocks living room. Y'all check it out.
There's a 10-lane highway 1 mile east. I learned to listen for the birds in the trees. Hear the hum of the cars along with the leaves in the live oaks. Well, I love you and you love me, but the simple things can't always be. Gotta let go when it's time to set it free. We can't make this fly. I'm saying goodbye for good. We tried longer than we should. I gave this everything. you kiss me slow, like it's something you need. Then I open my eyes. I'm saying goodbye for good. We tried longer than we should. I gave this everything that I could. I think it's time we say goodbye. Goodbye for good. Where were you all the days when I needed to hear you say something sweet that would make it okay? I'm saying goodbye for good. We tried longer than we should. I gave this everything that I could. And I think it's time we say goodbye. Goodbye for good.
All right, so we are back once again. That was Goodbye for Good from Cliffs and Caves. First time ever here on the ETX Rock Show. And if people are hearing about y'all for the first time, where can they follow along with everything y'all have going on?
We are super active on Instagram.
I see that.
So we're cliffs_and_caves. And we also have Facebook, and we're on YouTube, and we have a website, cliffsandcaves.com. But mostly super active on a daily basis on Instagram.
I do have to say, I do believe that you guys use "and" as a full word, not the ampersand, right?
Yes.
And all of that. It's
Yes.
A-N-D. For you kids out there, that used to be a full word at one point in time, A-N-D. So that you have to put that everywhere, because I believe it's Cliffs and A-N-D caves.com.
True. I pushed for the ampersand.
I
I wanted.
figured you
Didn't
would.
work out.
Yeah, I figured you would. You're the kid. Yeah, kids are shortening words all the time nowadays, and I'm finding this out as a video game streamer now because I put English only on my stream titles all the time, and these kids will come in and it's UR and LUL, and I thought it was LOL, and apparently now it's LUL, and all of this other crazy stuff, and I'm just like, okay. Like, apparently the word cop means something different now. I mean, apparently that means give
I'm
it
a
to
cop.
me.
I'm a cop. The gloves.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
I'll take it.
See, like, take it. I didn't know that.
I didn't either.
I'm learning this stuff. So somebody came in and said, yo, can I cop da-da-da-da? And I'm like, huh?
What?
Yeah, exactly. See?
Like no cap.
So I'm there with you, Lindsay. I'm there with you.
We're trying
So
to learn.
it's Cliffs and Caves, A-N-D, A-N-D, everywhere. And you guys have to follow their Instagram. It's absolute fire. Honest to God. Absolute fire. You guys have to check that out. See, that was me using kid vernacular.
I like it.
I
Vernacular.
loved it.
Yeah, thank you. It was pretty good, right?
Phenomenal. Sorry, phenom.
Oh, don't get me started on that. We had a series of videos on that word. Because I could not say the word phenomenal.
Oh,
Really?
I was phenom and I would, and
just shorten it. Say phenomenal.
so I would,
It's a real phenom.
yeah, I was interviewing a kid about your age who's a dynamite blues musician, and I said we're sitting here with the blues phenom. He's like phenom, that one. We're sitting here with that, and that video had so many views. And then my stepdaughter was like, phenomena. So funny. Anyway, I'm off on a tangent. It's cliffsandcaves.com, and we're going to put that in the link, the description below. We'll put a link down there below. And you can go to cliffsandcaves.com to get a copy of the music. The brand new EP is called Capsize. 5 songs, including all 3 that you're going to hear on the show today, I believe are on there. So check that out. Buy the music, guys. Whether you do it on iTunes or Spotify or wherever. You guys are on all of those, right?
Yes.
So support the artist in that way. One of the things we like to do is we'll buy the album on iTunes and then we'll stream it on Spotify. And then we get them both ways, you see?
That's super sweet.
Yeah, so do that, guys. That's the best way to support an artist that you're a fan of. And typically these albums only cost like $5 or $10, so it's money well spent. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely.
Please.
Yeah.
Please.
Please. Struggling, starving musicians. It's a real thing.
I have to eat guitar strings. Like,
Yeah, guitar strings are expensive until you get a sponsorship. And Lego doesn't sponsor, I don't understand. So it's like, Lego, what?
wait.
Lego makes guitar strings? No, they don't. They really don't. Maybe. You never know. But I want to thank you guys for making the trek up and hanging out with us today.
Thank you so much for having us. This is
And they brought donuts,
a huge
too.
honor. Wow.
What it was is they saw me on camera and they were like, I bet he would like donuts.
No, no. In one of the interviews, they were talking about donuts, and we had Shipley's today, and I was like, let's bring them donuts. Who doesn't want Shipley's? It was in one of the what is the game y'all play? Say what? What were we playing? What the heck? What the heck? And they were talking about how many donuts could you eat. That was one of the questions, and I thought,
okay.
It depends on if it's a warm Shipley's donut. If it's warm and it's from Shipley's.
So they were expecting what the heck, and we don't play that anymore. No wonder why they were sitting on the edge of the couch the whole time. That's why. Some of those what the heck questions. You guys will have to go back and look at some of those. Those were pretty wacky. We had to stop doing that. People weren't watching it anymore.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
I'd watch all of them.
Yeah,
I thought they were great. Maybe we'll bring it back in
Interesting.
season 4.
Maybe.
Maybe we'll do a phone call, quick what the heck with you guys, just
right.
to have fun with it. And we'll put it on social media.
Awesome.
I'll come up with special Cliffs and Caves what the heck questions.
Yeah.
Lovely. I'm a little afraid.
You should be. Guys, we want to thank you for tuning in to us also. If you're watching or listening for the first time, you can find us dang near everywhere. Just look for ETX Rocks. We're located on all social media at ETX Rocks. We're on Spotify, YouTube, iHeartRadio. We're not on Pandora. Pandora sucks. No, they really don't. Pandora, pick us up. Pandora, please. You're the only one left. But no, iTunes, Google Play, you name it, we're there. Just watch and listen to us on your favorite media platform, whatever that may be. Wherever you are, hit the like and subscribe button. I guess YouTube has a bell as well now because they're complicated. So hit the bell as well. Wow, that rhymed.
Yeah.
I like that.
I bet you that rhymes in French too.
I think so.
We'll look that up later.
We.
No, we won't.
Proto-shaka. It's a bell song.
Stop.
He's right. We also have a website that we launched in 2018. It's www.etxrocks.show. You're going to find almost 12,000 hours of content on that webpage from live music performances. All 3 of their songs will be on there by the end of today, as well as all of our in-depth interviews. Over 350 different shows are all at your fingertips right there on the webpage. So make sure you're checking that out. It's etxrocks.show, not .com. And as we've always said on the show, we want to thank you guys out there for always supporting live music of all genres and all styles. And don't ever forget,
ETX rocks!
That's right.
I could feel it on the drive to the airport. Reached out to hold my hand. Turned and walked away with your luggage. Slipped through my fingers like sifting sand. Was a tectonic shift in my soul. My whole world was torn in two. I need your kind eyes and your smile. save me now. The sweetest sound I ever heard was your words in my ear. Now I hear you say goodbye, and I'm buried in a mountain of tears. Blew through my heart and rearranged it. Was fine with what I had in place. Now I know what I can't have. How am I supposed to live without your face? I'm about to capsize, capsize. I'm going down. Does anybody realize that I'm about to drown? Before I capsize, capsize, come back and save me now. I'm about to capsize, capsize, I'm going down. Does anybody realize that I'm about to drown? For I capsize, capsize, come back and save me now. Before I capsize, capsize, come back and save me now. For I capsize, capsize.
From the unknown to the stars, from the couch to the car, from the unheralded and the unheard, to the legends and beyond, it's where we all belong. Yes, this is where it all starts. From every genre, from every plane, this is where the music's played. So tune right in, won't you bring a friend? This is where it all begins. Welcome to the show, let the music flow, of every style and creed. And you can bet your socks that ETX rocks.